Ladies and gentlemen, howdy and aloha. We are here, you are there, and you are now rocking with the best. And we greatly appreciate you tuning in for another episode of Airey Bros Radio. Tonight we're stepping back into the ring to go belly to belly with two men carrying one of the most legendary names in pro wrestling, the Von Erich Brothers. But before we get rolling, y'all know the drill. Hammer that like button, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube, drop a comment. Every view, review, and share helps grow and give back to the sports we love. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Tonight's guests, Ross and Marshall Von Erich, sons of Kevin Von Erich, continuing the legendary Texas wrestling bloodline. Signed with AEW and ROH as part of the Sons of Texas stable. Currently ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champions alongside Dustin Rhodes. Multi-time MLW World Tag Team Champions, reviving the Von Erich legacy together. The Von Erich brothers are trying it up in arenas across the country, writing their own chapter of greatness while honoring their family name. And tonight, they're here to share with us. Gentlemen, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. We do greatly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. Marshall and Ross, welcome to the show.
Oh man, it's so good to be back. Yeah, Ross and I we had so much fun last time. So we talk about you guys all the time. We're just pumped to be back, and the intro was amazing. You just covered the whole mission. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. We do greatly appreciate you joining us again. We had a lot of fun last time as well, and we are honored that you guys are thinking about us because many times Jimmy will fill me in on everything that you guys got going on. So it's cool to watch you from afar on social media and that stuff. I know Jimmy gets a little bit deeper into it, but we're stoked to chat with you all this evening.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Yeah, likewise, 100%.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I got this guy to the movies to see the movie over Christmas time 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you guys enjoy it? We weren't, we didn't have anything to have part of it or whatever, but how did you guys enjoy it?
Jim?
So I'm gonna give you. It was a good movie. As far as it was a good movie. It was done very well. I know too much.
Exactly.
I hear that perspective.
But for someone like Rich, he loved it. He had no complaints.
Cool.
Yeah, man. That's honestly the best answer I've heard, because people that just know the story chronologically, there's
see a lot of holes in it.
Yeah. There's a lot of holes in it and stuff. But what was cool is it was almost you have to, if you experience it, you got to watch it like 2 or 3 times with different perspectives. And so when we watch it with Dad, it was really cool because Dad watched it. He was so impressed with just like the scenery, the backdrop. That's what he was impressed with. But as far as like the storyline, I think he kind of expected it to be like that. And Sean, the director, used like some of his personal experiences, personal stories and stuff like that, but went and still kind of following what the Von Erich story was or whatever. But honestly, it did nothing but good for my brother and I. It gave us exposure that we were super blessed by, and it was really beneficial for our career. It was right during our time we're already in talks with AEW, and then the movie stuff came. It was just perfect storm, perfect timing. And we got to be have a little part in it towards the end. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was kind of hard to catch though. You got to really watch it.
Yeah, like a Where's Waldo kind of
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and check it out, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was entertained. I'm not a movie goer. I rarely go to the movies. I've probably been to the movies, you can count on one hand, in the last 15 or 20 years. So I was entertained, and I even got choked up. So
dude, man, it was, when I tell people about it, or because it's on United Airlines, we'll tell if we're because when Ross and I will travel through the airports right now, we have to bring these belts with us, and so there's no way of really hiding the belt. The belt's freaking on top of my bag, and so it's a conversation starter for sure. And we were on United Airlines, and right when we got on the plane, this lady was super loud about it, which was kind of cool in a way. But she was like, "Where'd you get those belts from?" And we started talking to her, and she's like, "I used to watch wrestling, but she's like, I used to watch the Von Erichs." Before we said anything, and we're in Dallas, so that's probably why. And she's like, "I watched the Von Erichs," and so my brother and I were like, "Yeah, we're Kevin's son," and she freaked out. And then we started talking about the movie, and everyone on the plane watched the movie at the beginning of the flight. It was like a 3-hour flight, and you go on the screen. I went to use the bathroom, and there's like, it was on almost in every single seat. It was pretty crazy. It really was. It was pretty cool.
I know. It's kind of cool. Like as you're up and walking around in the plane, you can see people watching it, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's got to be surreal.
but yeah, that one scene of my Uncle Jackie in the boat dock, that was the one that pretty much got the whole family. Because yeah, my dad said he didn't tell anybody that story. That was kind of like a personal memory, or like a thing that he had. I never told anybody. That it really freaked him out.
Almost like an insider's kind of story, right?
Yeah. He was that was the one thing that my dad, like, we all had to get up for that part.
Yeah.
Well, we're in it. So before we get much further, anywhere you want the fans to find you, social media, anything you guys got going on coming up, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man. You can follow us on Instagram at Ram Von Erich, RAM, Ross and Marshall. And then we're both on Twitter or X at Marshall Von Erich, at Ross Von Erich. And then that's pretty much it. We're not huge social media guys. That's why we share on Instagram, but we're on Facebook too. But that's just something I get on once a year.
Yeah.
Or I just watch some good videos.
Marketplace or something like that.
Yeah, Marketplace. That's what's it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a show on the ranch coming up. Gosh, I should know the date. Brandon's gonna kill me, dude. Ross, you got it. Ross never messes this stuff up. Show him, Ross.
It's September, right? I think it's early September.
Oh, dude, you
know.
worse. You just made it worse. Okay, we're gonna cut that part.
I'm Sam.
We're live, pal.
Man, I love when a wrestler's cut, mostly in the '80s when they were like, I messed up, and like, we're live, we can't.
Oh, that Sid video.
Yeah, was it
Jim Ross and Sid?
Yeah, it was so funny. He said, "Cut, we're live, pal." Man, Sid reminds me so much of myself sometimes. I've had so many, we call them Sid moments at school and stuff. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy though.
Last we talked to you guys were still in Hawaii or getting ready to make the move to Texas. You were just finishing up with MLW. So let's get to it. How's Texas treating you guys?
Oh man.
We couldn't be happier, man. It's like we're right outside of San Antonio, which is like a big small city kind of, and we're out on in the outskirts a little bit in the country. So we're still in the hill country. So we got a lot of the rivers and a lot of the beauty and stuff too. So yeah, we couldn't, and the people here are great. It's already, everybody at the gas station, the local, the places you go into often, all the restaurants and stuff. So yeah, man, it's like we're living our dream. My dad's loving it too. So yeah, we got no complaint.
Yeah, man, we really can't complain, because one thing we've realized is just being Kevin's sons is we need to be around water. I always thought, it's just like it's just my dad likes water or whatever. But we went when we first came out here, Ross and I were going to come to Texas regardless when our contracts were up, and then contracts were coming to a close like a month away, and we told Dad, hey, we were getting ready to go, and just explaining that. And I guess we've told him a lot of times, but I don't think it really felt real. But until we were like, hey, Dad, we got a place in 3 weeks. We're either going to go to DFW area, be closer to the airport. And Dad was like, well, shoot, I'm going with you. And we thought he was kidding, and no, he wasn't. And I'm so happy he came with us, man. Because then Ross and I were like, if Dad's coming, then let's make it worth it. Because me and Ross, we were just going to get like some little apartment somewhere and just focus on wrestling. And when Dad was coming, we want Dad to enjoy it. And we know Dad's got to be by water or just something nature, natural phenomenon. He's got to be outside. And so we found the spot in San Antonio. Yeah, it's hot. It is hot. All right. But Ross found this place with a river on it. It's a little family. We got a little family compound, kind of like we had in Hawaii, but there's less of us because one of my sisters stayed down there. But we started a family business, this venue business, the Ironwood Barn, and we do wedding events. We do all kinds of events. We've been doing wrestling shows, and that's something that kind of just organically just happened. We were going to just do weddings, but as we became a part of this community down here in Bernie, man. This town we love this town so much. It's become home so fast, and just the crazy support everywhere we go. The people just want to know what's next. They're just good country folks, and it makes you remember why we love Texas and why we'll always be Texans. And coming down here out in the country, and then we had this a riverbed that was dried up when we got here. And me, Ross, and my dad were sitting there like, man, one day, imagine there's water in this thing. If there's water in this river, this place would be perfect. And we went almost a year without water. And so me, Ross, and dad went down there like literally a month and a half ago, maybe. We said a prayer, like, God, give us water, because a year without water for Von Erich's too much. We were suffering. We was getting so hot and no water. And sure enough, we had a huge, a lot of rain came and filled up our
70-year flood. Yeah.
Yeah. It was that big flood. It's actually kind of scary because we're close to Guadalupe too. So weren't sure if we're going to get affected in that regard. But yeah, we finally, we filled up our riverbed, and it's not only filled, but it's the most crystal clear water we've ever seen. It's all, limestone filtered, beautiful water, and there's springs and stuff. It just became a whole different place. And my dad, I've never seen my dad this happy. It's a good time in life. 100%.
Yeah.
Texas, Jim.
Yeah, man.
We're back and forth on it. Every time we talk to a guest from Texas, they always push me a little bit closer. Rich has been pushing Texas for a while now.
Dude, yeah, man, you got to come at least come for like a month or something, because it's the people that'll do it to you, man. It just the people, the lifestyle, and just how people talk to each other. Someone told a cool story that they said they're at the airport and they honked their horn because the car wouldn't go or something. This lady gets out and said, "We don't honk here in Texas," and they really don't. People don't honk here in Texas. Everyone's conscious of their neighbor and stuff. Everyone thinks about each other. Just especially here in Bernie, I've a flat tire like 6 months ago. I was only on the side of the road for like 20 minutes, and within 15, I got prayed for twice, and some dude tried to change my tire for me. I was like, man, I got it, man. But it was just crazy how supportive people are here.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Ironwood Event Center. Is that what it's called, or is it called the Von Erich Ranch?
The Ironwood Barn, but yeah, everyone calls it the Von Erich Ranch.
Yeah,
at Von Erich.
So are you two working together besides being partners in the ring? Are you guys, getting stuff together at the ranch as well, helping your sister?
Yes, sir. I'm getting yelled at by future brides. Yeah, that part's less. Doing weddings is a little bit more intimidating, but throwing wrestling shows together, that's been
we're more hands-on on the wrestling show stuff, but the wedding stuff, we kind of step back a little bit.
Yeah, we'll just do setup and get the venue ready, yard work, all that crap.
Set up and just get the hell out of there. Don't mess anything up, pretty much.
Don't piss anybody off.
Yeah.
So Rich and I used to deliver furniture, and we had some epic whisper fights in people's living rooms, putting furniture together and stuff. So I'm curious, you guys ever get into it, or is it pretty level headed?
Oh, dude, we're brothers, so of course whisper. That's funny. I've never heard him use that whisper fights, but that's the most brother thing I've ever heard.
Totally, yeah, man.
Just wait till we get in the car. Gritting your teeth and
not here.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. When you're like annoyed with your brother and you're like forced to travel with them and stuff, and you're just like staring at the back of their head and they're doing something annoying.
Everything makes you mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. You can save it for later.
If I'm annoyed with you and I watch Ross eat something crunchy, dude, I'm gosh, dude.
That dumb bastard over there just chewing away.
The side of his dumb face.
Sounds so familiar.
Suck on it.
So are the wrestling events, are they outside or are they in a barn? What goes down with the
so we tried one outside, but of course it rained that day and it hadn't rained in like weeks, but it rained that day. And so we've been doing the rest inside now.
Okay.
But the thing is, with the inside shows, we have to turn people away. But people have been, it's crazy how many people have been showing up. And you would think
it's sold out every time we've done one. Yeah.
And we're out in the country. We're like deep country, and people are, it's like a its own niche kind of thing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So running wrestling shows, have you guys done some stuff that you thought was gonna hit that didn't? Are you guys learning the ropes as promoters?
Yeah. So we got some good help. One of our buddies, Brandon is he's a promoter of RCW, and he's helping us avoid headaches that we probably would have hit. And but honestly, we haven't had any bad things yet. Yeah, it's been going really, really well. And but what's cool though is yeah, it's not super organized, I guess, but it's kind of like what makes it our show in a way. People come and they're my dad is literally down there hanging out with the people in the crowd with them. It's you just get the full Von Erich experience because we have nowhere to run. You're on our feet. You're out like you're on our property, so you're gonna be with us all day, and it's just like it really is just like a family hangout, and you get to watch us wrestle after. It's always been fun and good. It's always been a great experience.
So you guys are getting in the ring as well?
Yeah. We've wrestled on every show, I think, or I wrestled on.
Yeah, the one show you didn't wrestle on.
Yeah.
Brandon from RCW has been doing most of the booking stuff, and we don't really have to think a whole lot about the creative side of it, which is great. There's already enough to worry about with like the vending and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're taking care of more of the venue stuff.
Yeah.
But Ross and I have been thinking of doing almost like not like a super show, but some kind of just some kind of show of some Texas independent wrestlers that caught our eye, or just guys that are hot in independent wrestling right now, and just doing like a cool show, or just doing some kind of show, because the turnouts have been really impressive, and I just did not expect that. And so we would or we're wondering if this should be something we should lean into, because weddings can be seasonal. It gets so hot up here, it gets so cold, but you can throw it, wrestling show on whenever. And think about getting bleachers and all that stuff, and almost building like a little thing specifically for wrestling. And I don't know, it's been really quick. So we can do other events too. We've done some music too, which was really cool. We had Wade Jennings come down here. That was really cool.
Concerts and stuff. Yeah, there's been quite a few different kind of things we're doing.
And Ross's favorite was Thunder from Down Under. It was some Chippendales, Australian Chippendales dudes. I didn't go to that. Ross was all about
it. And funny how you had that just in the chamber ready to go. But saving that one.
Kind of hard to forget, dude. It's pretty traumatizing.
Okay.
So how are you guys managing doing the event center, doing the wrestling shows, doing the weddings, and being on the road for AEW?
Man, it's how you would expect. It's kind of a team effort. As far as the wrestling stuff, we usually kind of book those like 3 months in between, so we have some time. But the weddings can just pop up whenever, and my sister takes care of a good portion of that stuff. So a lot of it is just whatever's needed. Need to mow something or clean something or fix something up. Marshall or I could hop in and do something like that. But
yeah, it's a big team. The full, like literally the whole family's involved. We got the nephews running around, valeting cars. Like we get the whole family involved, and so that's been really cool. And then we're starting to venture off into doing all kinds of events, maybe even school dances and stuff. We're just kind of getting our feet wet right now with the whole event, or putting on events and stuff. It's been fun though. It's been a route I never thought we would do, putting on events like this, but it kind of meshes well with our family. We're used to, just crowds, booking, all that stuff. It feels pretty natural. But Ross and I too, there's these cabins right by the venue that we VRBO as well. And those things too, we're considering because one of them looks exactly like my dad's childhood home, growing up. And we're almost thinking about getting all because we have so much memorabilia, but almost like staging it as like you're going back in time and having some almost like a museum, a Von Erich museum or something like that. But yeah, there's just now we're just throwing everything at you guys. Sorry.
Well, I would imagine it's you're on the road, you're doing the wrestling, and that can probably wear on you mentally and physically, and then you're looking forward to getting home, seeing the family, and then Probably the events probably wear on you mentally and physically, and after a while, you're like, all right, it's time to get back on the road. Let's get back in the ring.
Dude,
You're right. Actually,
wrestling is the vacation. We just talked about that last trip, because when we're on the road, I don't have to, like, I'm not really a dad, so it's kind of cool when we're on the road. I don't have kids I'm watching or anything like that, and so it's Ross and I, we've always really enjoyed trips, because we knew we've make it heavy on each other, that know that one day we're going to look back and, we're going to wish we were this age again, and wish we'd enjoyed it. Because we've seen my dad so many times that he'd look at pictures of him in Japan, and he'd be like, man, that was yesterday. And he was really good at making us understand that, listen, like, life's about moments. This will pass. Enjoy it as much as you can. You have your brother right now. You're in your youth. You're in your prime. Enjoy these days. These are the days you'll talk about. And he's done a good job. The most of our understanding to really digest that and understand it, I think he's done a pretty good job. And so every time Ross and I are out on the road, we do try to point out every good thing that's happening, try to live in it and absorb it and smell the roses and all that. I think that's why we're so bad on social media, is we really do want to get as much as we can out of this life and experience it, experience it. It's hard when you see something cool happen. It's hard not just whip your phone out and film it, but sometimes you like to experience it. But yeah, I think my dad's done a pretty good job at that. So Ross and I really have, especially the past 2 years, the movie and all this stuff happening, wrestling has been so fun, and being a part of AEW has been like just a huge blessing, man. It really has. And Ross and I, we both felt like we kind of spoke that into existence, because AEW wasn't talking to us majority of the time. We'd get home from a trip, MLW, and go in the yard, and we just knew there was going to be a next chapter. We just had that guarantee in our hearts. Wasn't sure exactly what it was, but we just knew that there was something bigger is coming from this. And we started, talking about AEW, and we were moving to Texas we had no real like solid game plan, nothing guaranteed. We just knew we need to be down here, and that's an act of faith. We're going to go down there, and we're going to give it all we got. And as soon as we got down here, we got a message from Tony. It was like almost like it was planned, but we had been talking for the past 5 years. Okay, so after our past 3 years, after we're done with MLW, we're going to go either WWE, AEW, and as the years went on, the less the WWE thing kind of felt like it didn't make as much sense for us, and AEW made more sense with where we're at, family, all this stuff. And so right now, this season, we love where we're at. We love AEW, love Tony. Everything has been, it's been fun. It's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, working with Dustin too has been great.
Oh
man.
gosh,
The cool stuff we've been able to do at Ring of Honor. We've always like held Ring of Honor in high regard just from our time in Japan, like when we used to watch it in the dojo. And so, now here we are doing it, and not only that, we're like the trios champs. So it's like, we're living our dream right now. As goofy as that sounds, man, it's total blast right now. We're having fun.
Yeah, man.
Well, what's it like working for Tony Khan? How does what's the AEW's creative direction? How does it differ from other places you guys have wrestled?
Well, man, it's definitely got to, I'd say, on your toes. Some people, like, I get it. Like, they like to know exactly what's going on next. I want to know everything that's going on the next month and all that stuff. And Tony, it's cool. It's like, which is honestly what I think wrestling kind of needs, is you don't know what you're going into, and anything can change at any moment. And I think what's cool is, yeah, some people might hate that. Some people like it, but the reason I'm starting to like it is because I noticed Tony will roll with the times we're in. He rolls with the punches, and if something's not working, he's not going to commit to that. And
he's not afraid to change something last second, and like kind of work on the fly, as things change or whatever circumstances.
And it's kind of cool to be around a guy, because I've never been around somebody like this, but literally has like no fear of like money, cost, any bad decision. It's just like, kind of does what is.
He follows his heart in a way, or so our song, I guess, Stranglehold.
It's a good example.
When we first got there, it was, it's so Von Erich, the song, and so he was able to play it for once or twice, and in our entrance, and then he just felt it at the time. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna play it one more time, even though the royalties or whatever.
He came up to us as
$50,000 or whatever, and he's like, well, what the hell, I'll do it, for that moment.
It was our third show there, and we were loving how Stranglehold was getting like reacted to. And Tony was like, "That's a great song. Sorry guys, I can't do it anymore. $70,000 every time I play it." And we're like, "Oh, dude, don't worry about it." And I was like,
understood, no problem.
Don't pay it, or don't play it and give us that money. We'll take it.
Yeah.
But anyways, he was like, "Yeah, I can't do it, too expensive." And literally, we have our match, we won the belts, and right after, Stranglehold comes on right there.
I know, both of us internally knew, that guy, man.
We got in the back and we're like, "What happened?" He's like, "Sorry guys, I was just felt it." I was like,
yeah. Perfect, man.
You can't get connection with Ted Nugent down there in Texas and be like, "Come on, bro, we're Texas boys."
No, man.
Can we lighten up on the royalty a little bit for the Von Erichs?
Yeah, dude, Dad needs to use that card, because I know him and Ted knew each other back in the day, and I think they did did shows together or something. They definitely have a relationship. But Stranglehold should be our song ever. I love Stranglehold, man. And when you try to recreate it, it's hard, but you can't beat Stranglehold.
So you mentioned you guys aren't big on social media because you like to enjoy the moments, and you guys have had some epic moments with Dustin in ROH and obviously wrestling in AEW. What moments kind of stick out to you?
You're Ross, going to go first?
Man, I would just say probably our first, not our first match, but I think the night we won the belts in Texas at Marshall, what's that? The arena, the gaming arena.
Yeah, the
sports life or esports arena.
Esports arena, yeah, there is.
Yeah. So we had like a 3 or 4 day in a row show thing there, and then we won the belt on like day 2 or 3, or I think it was our last night, and
it was 8 matches.
Yeah, it was something like that. So
spread out.
It was we win the belt, and then the whole roster come out there. They're out there, and we're thanking the fans, and they're
didn't know that was going to happen either.
Yeah, we didn't know any of that was going to happen. All these guys we respect, and for so long, come out there and shake your hand.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it was really fulfilling and really.
Dude, Ross, what's crazy is this kind of candid too, but like all the talks we'd have when we would go and like say like, yeah, we're in a lull in our careers, and we would back on Hawaii, we'd go outside and play pass foot with the football. We just throw it back and forth, and just to kind of help each other's minds. When you're going through something, I'm blessed enough to have a brother to go through it with, and it'd be hard to stay hopeful by yourself, but it really is the way God does it. It was when one's weak, one's strong. It seems like it's always like that.
If we're able to bounce stuff off each other, that's been a huge help.
And if we're ever both down, it's weird. Like the other one, just if it feels like it's getting too negative, the other one will just be the positive one, because you need it. You just need it for the trip. You don't want to be around on trips. It's hard when somebody's going through something, and we're brothers. We bear each other's burdens and stuff. When we go through real life family stuff, like personal stuff, even if my brother's hurting, I'm hurting. If same vice versa, it's just how it is. And but we were in that yard playing pass, and there's been days where we're like, man, you'd go and like, yeah, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen, and we'll keep just giving it everything that we have, man. And because we know we're honoring our family, that this is like this weird duty. And I've even prayed, like, why is this in here? Why does it feel like I have to? There's this like the not bad pressure, but this pressure of doing something in wrestling. Like I can't, it's not over. And I know it, Ross knows it. And we feel like there's unfinished business, but I just don't know exactly what it is. And so staying on the horse has been the one thing we know is the right thing to do. And then if you look at our careers just from like a highlight perspective, it's okay. It is moving up. It is, it is, we're at a major company, and we like the people we work with. They paired us with a guy like Dustin Rhodes, a guy that's been in the business for so long, wealth of knowledge, and having to learn how to wrestle six man, because tag team is what we've been always done. Japan, we did a lot of single stuff, but it's been a lot of tag lately, and or a six man, and that's been an adjustment for me, especially been it's a little difficult, honestly, but getting used to it with Dustin and Ross, like the fact that I feel like I can still, there's places like to grow and get better in this business. And being at AEW, there's great wrestlers everywhere, just have these relationships and all that. But that first day, like Ross said, winning the belts, not telling us that those guys were all going to go meet us in the ring. It was what the crazy part is I promise I dreamed of that moment so many times before it happened. And I don't know why, but I just, to make it feel more real when me and Ross were in Hawaii and didn't really have a guarantee, didn't have a promise for the future, and didn't really know what was going to happen. And I see my wife, I see my kids, and I was like, God, please don't let me be a failure. My kids are right there, and I want to show them I did my best with this life that I had. And so Ross and I both felt like a duty. We have to go to Texas when our contracts are up. That's putting our best foot forward. That's where we're the most valuable when it comes to wrestling. So we'll just go. And I want to just, show my son, this is what I did when I was in my prime. And I tried my best. I at least attempted, because we all have, I feel like we all do, but, my dad being so extroverted and this entertainer our whole lives, it's caused, Ross and I it's a lot more comfortable to take a step back and just let dad have that. That's dad's thing. And us, we're his sons. And I'll never forget when dad got accepted in the Hall of Fame. I was so nervous for my dad, man. It was my first like big crowd experience. And I was just like, I didn't want him to mess up so bad. It was just, I never experienced something like that. Usually I just don't care. That's dad. He's doing his thing. But I guess he'd been out for so long. But when dad came up and started talking, I remember his heart was beating so fast. And then I just got this like deep respect for him. Like, how is he doing that? That's my biggest fear, is public speaking in front of all these people. What if he says something dumb? What if he messes up? I was just sitting there looking at him. My dad rips up the speech that Vince gave him and didn't even read it. And Vince even said right before I went on stage, he's like, "You're going to read what I wrote you, right?" And dad's like, "Nah, I'm good, buddy." Ripped it in front of his face. And then Vince was like, that's the last time you'll ever be on TV for me then. And he's like, "Great. Didn't want to be here in the first place." It's kind of funny. And so, but my dad went out there and nailed it, did good job, did good. And, but I remember when he called our names and he said, my boys are here, Ross and Marshall. And I thought like, okay, dad just did that. Surely I can stand up and wave. And I remember I stood up and just waved, and I turned around and saw the crowd of people and just got like weak in my knees. And I could never do this. I remember thinking that like, this is something I can never do. And to see now my brother and I are in those situations with big crowds and all this stuff. And now it feels comfortable. I feel safe. That's crazy. I can't believe I feel comfortable in front of big crowds. And just to see how we've evolved mentally up to this point. And now like both of my brother is like, he really is one of the, because I've seen my brother, we trained together. And when it comes to like wrestling, he's one of the, I know what he's capable of. He knows what I'm capable of. And it's good to think the other one's way better than they think of themselves. When you have someone that's that confident in you, it's hard not to like, all right, I'm gonna do it for him. I probably couldn't wrestle by myself. I don't know how my dad did it those later years after the brothers were gone, especially going in it with brothers. Like that's where the respect really came in for my dad as I continue to wrestle and see, oh gosh, he had 4 or 5 get taken away, and he's still, but it's not because he wanted to do it. He had to, life goes on. Life. Bills got to get paid. Life goes on. Babies. He's got babies. And then going back and seeing the stuff my dad, like, he kept to himself, but the stuff he tried to make ends meet other ways. It just made me love my dad so much, man. truly, just truly such a great example and a definition of badass. My dad really is. Doesn't complain and puts his head down, and he always came home happy. You know, for us, we never knew we were going through a hard time. He wouldn't like show us.
Well, Marshall, I want to go back to something you said. I think you might have been reading Rich and I's diary because we are the same as you and Ross, where when Rich is doing good, I'm kind of down. When
Yeah,
Weird how that happens, man.
it's and it like
The yin and the yang.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
and like you said, it's just like you don't know how you'd get through this life without your brother, and it's the same. We might not be in the same state, but like there's times I'll catch myself like having a conversation with him, like what I'm gonna talk to him about, because like, I
Yeah,
know I
dude.
need to like throw it off of him. But yeah, I could definitely
Brother's a lifeline, man.
Yeah,
That's
you already know what they're gonna say, you know, so you can basically have a conversation without them being there. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I know he'd say if I said this. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned working with Dustin. Has he what has he given you guys as far as advice, teaching you guys things in the ring, stuff that you're picking up from him?
Man, a lot of it's just like believing ourselves, because when we first got to AEW, a lot of it was just being confident in what we know and what we do. And wrestling has evolved quite a bit and stuff, but there's Dustin can see that my brother and we love a certain type of wrestling, that old school style, but not the where you grab a hold and you take basically it's a headlock for 10 minutes and you work, you know, it's not that kind of old school, but storytelling wrestling. That's what Ross and I both love. And we see we're like, man, how can we be different here in AEW? And then we see AEW is not many do that. And so, and when they do, it always works. You hear the crowd, you hear the people when you the difference between because now don't get me wrong, guys like Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, they're freaking awesome to watch and amazing. And, but they to get to that point, they took a lot of work to get to that point. And but guys that are not quite there yet, you listen to their matches and it's dead quiet and you'll hear ooh, ah, eh, you know, they'll react to the moves. But there's something about like that, just that wild, constant roar of the people are in it, and we have the people involved in our matches. We want them to be completely involved. Like I need them screaming for the comeback. I need sympathy when we're selling, you know, we're looking at them like that you're where we draw our strength, and we'd rather have them be a part of the show than they're just watching a fight, you know, and that's the liberties we can take. It's professional wrestling. So we're able to do that. And I remember we were in a match one time, and a guy, one of the fans was like, throw a discus punch. And I pointed right at him. I was like, hell yeah. And did my discus. I literally he gave me like my next 6 moves. And that guy felt part of the show, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that's a cool twist.
Yeah. And as far as like, we're just working with Dustin too, it's cool. My bad. Somebody at his level, you know, to believe in us too and see it and just be so certain and like, oh yeah, you guys are going to make it. You guys are going to be just fine. You know, that kind of confidence, like it's not even a question. You guys are, you're good, you know? And as far as advice, you know, it's just classic, you know, take your time, you know, just the advice you would expect somebody who's been around as long as him.
And now we pretty much, we've heard good advice, we've heard bad advice, and the something Dustin said too is he's like sometimes go with your gut. And there's been times where you're making a match and you feel your gut say like this won't work, and then you go out there, you go against your gut and do it anyways, and it didn't work, and it's like, damn, what, that is my gut understanding wrestling now. And it's just like we're starting to understand how wrestling works and trust in that, because sometimes you'll have not realize that the guy you're wrestling against has only been wrestling 4 or 5 years and he's certain this is going to work great or whatever. But it takes you, but it does take, for as far as wrestler maturity, it takes you a long time to realize it's not about cool moves. It's not just about cool moves, you know. The moves have to mean something. And I remember my first set of matches throwing power bombs the first 3 seconds in Japan, you know, and the the wrestler's like, okay, if you want to, I guess, but didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, my sources have told me that you guys might have had a hand in helping Goldberg prepare for his last match. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he would have won, we would have been bragging more about it. But
How did that come about? What was that experience like for y'all?
Oh man.
So
Ross, you wanna take that one?
yeah, we just happened to move to Bernie at like whatever, just like this was like we knew we wanted to move into the Texas Hill Country. So, here we are, we came, and then once we got settled in, like not even knowing, like I think we knew that Steve Austin lived in this vicinity years ago, and like, oh, that's a weird coincidence. He lived in Bernie, and then so we come here, get settled in, and find out that Bill Goldberg lives in Bernie, Texas, also. Like, oh man, cool. And then we're doing my dad is doing something for the veterans, or
It's like
something.
a celebrity bowling thing for the veterans.
Right. And Goldberg was there, and then
that was so
talking
cool.
And just hit it off immediately. And he ended up having a lot of respect for my dad, and we instantly hit it off with him, exchange numbers and stuff.
And his son Goldberg was like our guy.
So we're like big high school football fans. Like our nephew plays, obviously, and we're in the mecca of high school football. So we'll go when there's great games like all around us, and we just we'll come and stop by and
we don't miss Goldberg. A good game.
Yeah, Gage Goldberg. So we had been like kind of watching him as he's been coming up before we even moved, and so we're like, oh cool, let's go check out a game. And Bill was there, ended up hitting it off with him, and then ended up we go to one of Gage's baseball games and just we're hanging out. That was man, it was cool.
That blew our minds. Is we met Goldberg at the bowling thing, and the fact that he not only knew my dad, but like my dad was a huge part of his his come up of who he watched and who he liked, and which freaked us out because we were Goldberg marks. I was the one guy that just like everybody back then, but we loved him. And so when he was like being respectful to my dad, it meant so much. And so Ross and I got into we started kind of got into his son with sports, all this stuff, working out together, and we built a friendship there. And then Goldberg invites us to his son's baseball game, and we were driving that night, and we're like, dude, we're going to Bill Goldberg's son's baseball game. This is crazy. This is really crazy. And we went and hung out with Bill and his wife, and it was just, what is this? This is crazy. And just hanging out with him. And then he asked us, he's like, hey guys, I got a return coming up, or a return match. He told us that way in advance too. So he must've known about it for a while. And he's like, I need you boys to get me ready. And I was like, yeah, we'll gladly be your punching bags. And then you see the guy shows up about, we start really getting into the training like a month out. But then Bill starts getting huge, dude. And it's we're training with him. That dude's he's so big and strong. He's one of those guys that just accidentally hurts you. He's like, hey, come here, bud, and grabs you and jerks you, ragdolls you on accident. He's just so just hard. I don't know how to explain it. It was a big piece of muscle. But yeah, it was awesome. That was probably one of the coolest parts of my career, is to say that I got Bill Goldberg ready for his retirement match. But we are really pushing that, maybe getting him back in that ring, man, because he looks really good. And I've seen him recently. He looks better than he did when he wrestled Gunther right now. So I was like, man, I don't know. You can't be done, man.
I think, he's more than capable of doing at least another run,
Yeah, man.
If he wanted to,
he could.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but are you guys saying he's going to AEW for a Sting retirement tour?
I wish, dude. I would love that. I mean, obviously that would be sick. that would be sick. But hey, if we knew something, I'm not that good at lying. So if we knew something, I'd probably give it away. But I'd be winking and stuff. No, I don't know anything.
Are we gonna see him on the ranch?
Yeah, maybe. We got to do some videos with him though. He wrestles at our Von Erich show. That'd be sick.
I know we got to go see like the Goldberg garage and everything, and work out at his house and his gym and stuff. So man,
His gym is so awesome.
oh, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, his gym is perfect. It's basically muscle cars, and it's just so dude. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously, you guys grew up with a legend as a father, and in professional wrestling, Kevin Von Erich is a name that everyone knows, and you guys got to work with Dustin Rhodes and Goldberg. Do you guys have pinch me moments, or is everything kind of like, my dad's Kevin Von Erich, this is normal?
No, we do, man. Like,
Yeah, dude.
Mark, remember the NWO thing?
Yeah.
Dude,
That was pretty
yeah.
awesome. Like, we were at some indie show, and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash like raised our hands, and X-Pac was there, and they're all wearing NWO stuff. Like,
that was
they
crazy.
accepted us, and we're like, whoa, because we were, classic, that demographic of kids that were watching the Nitro and Raw.
Gosh, I love the indies. That made no sense, but that was awesome.
Yeah.
The indies is so fun. The promoter was like, "Did you guys watch NWO growing up?" I'm like, hell yeah. And he's like, "Y'all want them to come out there and raise your hands?" I'm like, dude, are you joking? Eric Bischoff. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, Bischoff, man.
My dad made a funny, my dad was like, "Damn, these guys are big. They're gonna make us look bad." And there's a picture of all of us holding each other's arms up like that. And dad was like, "Good thing they didn't zoom out because my feet were off the ground."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nasty big dude, man.
So being the ROH Trios champs, and we know you guys are signed to AEW, how often are you guys traveling? Are you guys going to TV weekly?
Yeah, we've been for the past couple of weeks. We had a big stint of time off, and I was getting pretty restless. But it was, and now I found out Tony told me it's because they want to be slow with injury, because I tore my pec like right when we got signed, like maybe like even though before we got signed.
Yeah.
So it was really sketchy for me. I was a little nervous, and but it was a great part of my career, honestly. Now I see that it was really important and all that, but it definitely put me in. I wasn't ready for that mentally. Now though, because of that, any of my friends in wrestling that are going to be out for a few weeks, months from an injury, I immediately tell them, "Hey, mentally prepare, man. It is testing especially when you see your peers out there wrestling and the world going on, and it's and especially when you start feeling better and all that." But the hardest part for me though is we weren't assigned yet, so I couldn't wrestle. I couldn't do what I did I couldn't wrestle to make my money, and so it was like. As time was getting closer and closer, I was like, "Man, just put me in there. Geez, I'm ready. But finally it came when exactly when it needed to, and then made me work harder at our family business and all that stuff. But yeah, that was probably the most testing time for me, I guess, and Ross too, because Ross completely healthy and can't wrestle, and it was over something so stupid. I just didn't warm up before a match. I'm so mad at myself for even letting that happen in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, what does that sort of stuff look like in terms of being so busy? How are you getting your training in, and what does a warm up for that sort of task look like? What are you guys doing for warm ups? Are you guys going through things in terms of like how you're going to break down the match and that sort of stuff? Or you're doing
like as
calisthenics and that sort of stuff?
Just to stay in shape for wrestling, we live already pretty active lifestyles. We're outside and running around all the time. But here in San Antonio, there's RCW, which is basically like our home independent promotion here, and they have a place called Hybrid with it's like it's a little performance center. It's got 4 rings, maybe 5 rings, and weight room and all that stuff. So if there's like a match coming up and we want to like nail something down, like timing wise, anything like that, that's the first place we'll go. But that's what's so cool is Ross and I have wrestled most of our careers in Hawaii, being from Hawaii. So all of our ring time was what you saw us in the match. Like that was our first time back in a ring, and at whatever. We've had some pretty long breaks before, and they can be scary, but it's a good pressure. It's a good pressure. But yeah, now staying in ring ready shape in Texas is way easier. It's way easier to do it here. And it's just, I feel like we should have I felt like we should have moved down here a lot earlier, but now I see it happened the perfect time when it needed to happen, because my dad needed those years in Hawaii, and I'm glad we didn't miss them. And we were able to go to Japan. Japan wasn't as big of a flight, being in Hawaii and stuff. But yeah, we definitely work out different than most people. The gym, there's been times people will start filming us because like, what the hell are you guys doing? And we're doing jump squats and just weird.
Mainly explosion stuff, a lot of
Yeah.
rubber band, a lot of movement kind of things, and not a lot of like bodybuilding lifts. Yeah.
And we don't lift super heavy. We have one weird workout where we hang on a monkey bar and we have a 15-pound ball in our legs and we throw it to each other. You have to catch it with your legs. And if you're walking by, you're like, what are they doing? It looks crazy, but notice it's done really well with just like hand-eye coordination, your core, and all that stuff. And
then most of the stuff we do will go till failure too. And a lot of people, skeptical about that. But yeah, certain things it's good to do that.
Ross realized I have terrible work ethic, so he has to keep wrestling. I mean, he has to keep working out fun for me, or I'll quit.
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
start crying and go tell mom.
Yeah.
Marshall, you mentioned, being able to go to the local school when you guys need to get ready for a match. Now, this is a total Mark question, but I am very curious. Wrestling's a cosmetic business. You guys obviously have dates of when the big show's coming up, when you need to be prepared. Are you guys getting dieting down? Are you guys getting toned? Or is it like all year round you guys are making sure you're TV ready?
You kind of have to because sometimes you won't really know until like, what's the shortest notice we've gotten? Probably
I think 12 hours was the craziest.
Yeah, so it's basically just stay in shape all the time.
Yeah, but we've like settled now. Like we were staying in like, at one point we were trying to stay in like optimal shape, 8 meals a day, and quality of life was so horrible. It was so I was eating so much, and it was just miserable. And so now what we do now is just, I think, is manageable, especially with having families and stuff. And we really don't work out because we've built our bodies where we want them. Now it's just maintaining, and it sounds bad, but that's way less work than building from ground up, Yeah. And so now that where our bodies have been to where we've wanted them to, we just need like 2 weeks of really good, some good meals, working out. We work out about 3 days a week, sometimes 2 days a week, but before it had to have been, 5 days. And a lot of guys, you see bodybuilders, they're in there 6 days a week, 7 days a week for 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours. I think maybe we do just have good genetics, but we need these genetics because I just can't be in the gym that long. But we do, when we're in there, we aren't playing around. We do bust our butts. We're definitely the sweatiest people in there, and all that quick twitch explosion workouts. It's definitely different than what other workouts you see.
Yeah.
And that way I can eat how I like to eat. If I work out like that, I can eat horrible like I do.
Yeah.
Rich, I could pick Ross and Marshall's brain all day, but we want to be respectful of their time. Yeah. Do you have any questions for him before we get in the final four?
No, I was just curious about the training and that sort of stuff. That sort of stuff always fascinates me. So they got families and things they got to get ready. Probably have a wedding
Families
coming
are
up.
overrated,
maybe. That's why we're single.
Do you guys as far how long have you all been podcasting together?
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, what sparked that idea, or whose idea was it?
So Rich taught me at any time if I'm out of turn or I'm not speaking correct, but we are huge podcast fans to begin with. I think one of our original bonds was training, and when we would drive to the gym, we would listen to podcasts.
Dude, that goes hand in hand, man.
Yeah. So we still do that.
Yeah.
And me being the younger brother, Marshall, I'm not sure if you have this type of relationship with Ross, but I can't hip Rich to anything. Most of the stuff I want to hip him to, he's already into before.
Oh, yeah.
And even if I do hip him to it, it's got to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know
That's
exactly.
your little brother coming at you with new information. Like, dude,
sometimes I
don't you know I
gotta
know
make it.
everything you know.
And sometimes I got to make it Ross's idea and make him think that he thought of it, and then deep down, I'm like, he thinks he told me that idea.
Yep.
Let me tell you,
That's happened twice in
bro.
our relationship.
So we bonded over podcasts, and we were always just huge podcast fans. And then we tried doing some stuff online prior to 2019, but that was just us pretty much talking on the phone and just recording it. And then in 2019, I was going to school at the University of Colorado, Denver, and there was a radio station there. And I hopped in there, and they said we could podcast, and that's how we started. And then COVID happened. We had 50 episodes in, and we got kicked out of the radio station, and then we started on Zoom. And we've been doing it pretty much once a week, maybe 3 times a week ever since.
What was the radio station? What was it? Was it kind of nice having like a legitimate studio and all that stuff?
It was amazing. It was so much fun.
I bet. Go from
Yeah.
no podcast to legitimate studio. Like that's pretty cool.
You know what it was like? It was like being like a freshman in high school, and there's like a cool senior chick that's into you, and then she graduates, and now you have to deal with all the chicks in your grade.
Yeah, exactly. I get you.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, man.
Final four, Rich?
Let's do it.
All right. Ross, Marshall, are you all coffee drinkers?
Yes, I got coffee right here.
How do you brew your coffee, and how do you take it?
I brew it strong, and I take it like a man.
It sounded very unmanly if you.
I know. I'm following up with the real. I've been doing cream and sugar for like the past month. I need to stop. Yeah, Ross won't do it, but
no, I do I use an Nespresso machine, but
Nice.
I mean it makes really good coffee, but
Mm-hmm.
I use the the biggest but I just refill the pods with my own special espresso, and then I'll just stop it way earlier so it's way stronger, and then I'll add the froth and all that kind of stuff too.
He does have a really weird science to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the really, really strong contrast with the creamy and sweet and all that. I use half and half and all that heavy cream a little bit sometimes. So
I thought he's overdoing it.
Black coffee too.
I thought he was just overdoing it because he'll make my dad coffee every now and then, and my dad will not drink a cup of coffee I make him. Before he'd drink it every time, and I just knew Dad likes it with a gross amount of sugar in it.
Yeah, if you put enough sugar in it, he's down.
Dude, what changed it is Dad watched you make his coffee, and he's like, "Son, you don't put that much sugar in my coffee, do you?" You're like, "Yeah, you won't drink it." And he's like,
"Yeah,
no, that's disgusting." It was so funny.
Yeah,
oh, man.
It's like the concussions will do that to you.
Yeah, he that's Dad's one liner he always uses. Or he says, the great thing about having concussions is I can watch a new movie multiple times. We watched Avatar 200 times. He's like, it's a new movie every time.
Yeah,
tell people that.
Gentlemen, do you have any daily practices or rituals you do on a regular basis to show up as the strongest version of Ross and Marshall Von Erich?
Yeah.
As far as ritual, I don't know. Maybe I first thing I think of in my head is I don't want to say affirmations or whatever, but you really have to believe the best in yourself every day. It's I mean, you can get scientific about it, but it's proven that if you attack the day with it sounds so cliche.
No, dude, it is true because
if you attack the day with a positive mindset, believing that you're working towards who you're made to be and who you're supposed to be, then things work out in your favor. And then you can contrast that with if you start your day thinking that this sucks. Oh, another day. What horrible thing awaits me or whatever. Then those kind of people, they meet a lot of tribulation sometimes. So we try to be positive. Keep it simple.
Yeah, that's good. Mine would be like Ross said too, because you can fall into just waking up and if the first thing I do is whip my phone out, I know it's gonna be a bad day because with my kids and stuff, I like have to be on and not on, but just like I notice if I'm just a little bit short tempered in the morning, the morning has such a big like role in how the rest of the day is going to go. And if I'm frustrated or annoyed or whatever, I woke up and so lately I've been putting my armor on, the armor. I call it armor of God, the breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, all that. That's been the game changer for me. And when Ross and I are together, it's easy. We used to do like, haven't done it since we've been traveling so much, but like little briefings, call each other and put our armor on, kind of talk to each other about the week. And then it helps.
Yeah.
I like
we're
that.
gonna have to use that. We're gonna have to use the armor. We're gonna
Yep.
throw that into the
Yeah,
Sunday
man.
conversations for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
You
dude.
know when the attack's coming, dude. It comes out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude, mine. I was telling my wife about this morning. I was like, hey, we should. You want to do it with me? Put the armor on, and she's like, yeah, sure. And like literally right when we're about to like say the little prayer, my son Archie comes in and just screaming top of his lung, his big brother threw something in his back, and so he broke the
Almost
TV.
like clockwork. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. It was like, okay, we got to do this. We got to do this.
And then right after, pretty much you can expect like clockwork. Like, okay, now something that is gonna appear completely contrary to what we just asked or prayed is gonna present itself. And just know that's just part of it. That's just part of the test, and then you beat that and then you're pretty much golden.
It's like sets a tone for the rest of the day. But when I'm getting rocked to and fro, getting thrown by the waves, then it's one of those days. It's my family is not short behind me. And actually doing it lately, Coral, my wife, has actually been pretty tough. I don't know, like that past a couple of mornings, especially because we've been traveling so much. A lot of pressure has been on her, not pressure, but with the kids and all that stuff. My son Archie, I have my youngest son Archie is actually autistic, and so he can be a handful. He can get set off and scream and cry and all that stuff. But he can be so hard sometimes where it's made it to the point where like we almost don't get affected by this stuff that would usually would bother us a lot. And so I'm actually surprised with what I can take now. Like with the sound as far as like just noise, I can ignore any loud noise almost while I'm doing something. It's pretty impressive. I mean, I've impressed myself.
That's the superpower.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
for sure.
What are you all listening to right now? Music, podcasts, audiobooks? Are you reading anything?
Oh man, okay.
Man, I love audiobooks, and just as far as like the frequencies and stuff, I listen to a lot of classical. Like in the past, probably like 6 months, I've just been into classical music and 432 hertz, and just a lot of that, and just a lot of frequency stuff. Not music a whole lot, because a lot of music is just garbage, I think. But I'm into the frequency kick right now. So.
Well, thank you for the reminder, because there was a period of time where I was heavy on the frequencies, and I'll still listen to them, but not as much as I used to.
Yeah, same here, man. I got to get back into this. Cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know you can listen. Yeah, but like you can listen to your favorite song, pretty much every song in 432. I thought that was super cool. But then I hear there's like other frequencies that do other things, and so I want to learn more about it too, because. Yeah.
Let's not even go back into.
This is 528. This is a tune.
Dude, okay.
Dude, he whips it out right there. That's freaking cool.
Yeah, dude.
That was awesome.
You get it, dude. Yeah. And I'll try not to go down like too conspiracy, but like you look at old world architecture and stuff, and a lot of like the windows and stuff appear like the cymatic frequencies. A lot of those frequencies look like those windows, like those stained glass windows. So there's
Ross, you strike me as a mud flood guy.
They remember, Rich.
Oh man. But yeah. I mean, is that even a conspiracy?
Right after we talked to you guys, got so into that, and then we went to Chicago, and we're like, it's everywhere.
Yeah. You
I
can't
know,
unsee it.
You see the underground.
Look at the
stuff.
windows.
Yeah, dude,
Really,
there's still mud stains.
Horse and buggy people built all these underground tunnels with no power tools. Wow, I believe it.
You know what didn't help is when that big flood did come through, and you saw how much like ground got moved from the water.
Dude, it's so destructive.
I was like, dang, dude, you can that stuff can get covered that fast. Like,
yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forgot about this last time too. Last time we did a show,
I know.
It was so much fun talking.
We're gonna have to do another episode where we just talk about all kinds of off the record stuff.
Yeah, dude,
we could definitely do that.
About the time the true Von Erich fans know how weird we really are.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, last one we got for you. It's a lighthearted one. Close it out. Maybe it's a food item, something unique down there in Bernie, Texas. Maybe it's a beverage. Do you have a guilty pleasure?
Ooh.
Okay. Ross, just keep it PG.
Man, lately I've been into Thai tea. Yeah, that's so good. This place by my house. I don't know if you're into like pho or Vietnam or Thai food, but yeah, the Thai tea, they make it with coconut cream and a little bit of coconut water. So just, man, it's like I get one every single time I pass it now. So
they're like orange, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are bomb.
They're so good, man.
I thought Ross would say something cool, not fruity Thai tea stuff. God. Anyways, anytime I respond like that, I gotta have a cool response.
Exactly.
Nothing in the chamber right now. A guilty pleasure. This is honestly when I say something that I regret. I almost said something just now. Okay.
Thunder from Down Under.
yeah. Come on. Perfect timing.
Thank God for YouTube. I can just watch those guys whenever I want. Oh man, that was a good one. Probably.
Tell them the boring truth that it's all kinds of sweets and kid food. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love candy. That's been a big battle of mine. I actually do now though. Now my body doesn't. I'm just now like can't eat anything or can't eat whatever I want. I ate ice cream like 2 a.m. like back to back, and it messed me up for like 10 days. It was crazy. Or like 8 days. Couldn't believe that. I was like, geez. Now that I'm back to normal, like I'm so happy. I don't want to go back. But maybe VR. I love VR.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you should look into sugar fasting. Mark Bell's been talking a lot about sugar fasting lately, so that might
maybe. I just
be right up your alley.
It might be something I have to look into because I didn't realize how much sugar is in my life. Like everything I like has sugar.
This is like something where at certain times, certain days, you're only consuming sugar.
Yeah, man.
So check it out. It might scratch that itch for you.
What was the guy's name?
Mark Bell.
Mark Bell. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. When you say Bell, it's another conspiracy we could get into, man. Where's all the bells at? The bells going on.
They destroyed them right for the war to make cannonballs or something. Is that what I don't know.
Well, then you could get into the whole thing that all the world wars were to destroy the history.
Dude, let's even if it's not a podcast, let's really just have. I want to talk to you guys for real now.
Well, yeah. Here's a PS. If you guys don't have anywhere to go right now, what conspiracies are you guys diving into right now?
Oh man,
okay. Basically, that
I don't want to creep anybody out.
I'm obsessed with old world stuff, and honestly, the timelines. How do they build all these things? And if you look at it 1 year, and everybody who built it won a contest to be the one to, it just stuff like that. I don't know.
Do you check out My Lunch Break on YouTube?
That's exactly what I check out. Yeah, I love My Lunch Break.
What is that?
How about John Levi?
Marshall, My Lunch Break. Check it out. It's
My Lunch Break. Okay.
Do you check out John Levi too?
No, I don't.
Check out John Levi.
Okay.
Levi. JONLEVI.
Okay.
John Levi.
Yeah, he does a lot of the old world Tataria stuff and just finding things that he uses a lot of Google Earth and breaks down different things. But they're like every Sunday, anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. It's like my Sunday ritual. I get my coffee and I sit down and prop up on my John Levi.
Okay.
I think this is like one of those dimension things where they're just us in the future. and telling us what to get into. This is cool. You guys are us. How many years apart are y'all?
11.
Man, that's cool too. I think that's because I was talking to Dustin and Cody about that. Like Dustin's like, yeah, it's difficult because we're so far apart in age or whatever. But I think that's cool because when you're closer in age, you're like, nah, he didn't know more than me. He lived the same amount of life but when your brother just got age on you, it's like, okay, he's got my best interest. He's got
Yeah.
You hear that, Jim?
you hear that?
So he says,
watch some of that stuff now.
You guys don't look 11 years apart. Yeah, either you look really young or somebody looks great or somebody looks really bad.
Thank you.
I guess I'm the one that looks bad, Rich.
You got that hair though.
Ross, Marshall, thank you so much. Thanks, JR, for getting you guys on the show again. Anytime you guys need a guest on the call pod and you want to talk conspiracies, hit the Airey Bros up.
Dude, yeah.
Until then, you
Charles
got
used to do that and freak our co-host out. Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony's a pretty straight-laced guy. That'd be really funny. Start doing the craziest conspiracy.
But keep up the great work, guys. It's awesome watching you guys and following you guys and just being able to chat with you guys. Thank you so much.
No, dude, thank you for having us on, both of you.
Always, man.
Yeah, Rich and Jim, we appreciate it. And talking to guys like you, it shows us that that wrestling fans out there, they're just genuine, cool people, and it's just encouraging. It's encouraging to know that people like you are watching it and getting anything out of it is insane, man. Just thank you for watching our journey, and we know there's a lot more to come, and man, I feel like we need to do a interview with you guys every stage, as the stages go on.
We'll be here, gentlemen.
We're here for it. So we wish you guys the best of luck, and it's exciting to watch and exciting to follow. And hopefully we'll do this sooner than later, and then maybe we can get Jimmy into Texas and
man,
we'll get a little powwow going.
Sounds good, brother.
It sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Marshall and Ross Von Erich. Thank you for tuning in this evening. We'll be back for one more tomorrow night. Frank Pirelli, New Jersey wrestling legend, is joining us from Stillwater, Oklahoma, to talk about all the things they got going down in Stilly with the training lab. So we'll be back on the mat tomorrow night going belly to belly. Thanks for tuning in.